This is Valerie from I'm from Minnesota. I'm in northern Iowa right now, though. It's with my boy toy, Adam from Iowa.
Great.
Got a future / tranny here. And what I find is so interesting is like, as somebody who has been fortunate enough to like even just start transitioning recently and still be like yeast leases passing, whatever, get hit on by gross men, whatever. What I think is so interesting is that the narrative that these trans people are, especially these trans children, because like I have friends that have started their hormones when they were like 13 or whatever, like their puberty blockers, and then followed whatever, and they live great lives. They live cis passing lives, like they have normal careers, like whatever. And the narrative that like all these trans people are like these mutilated, like fucking monster freaks, like it is so crazy to me, because then what they try to do is like, not only are they trying to like ban gender affirming care for minors, which, okay, I can get behind, maybe not letting like a 15-year-old get like surgery or whatever, maybe I can get behind that a little bit, maybe because like waiting for surgical technologies and whatever to advance a little bit before considering that. But like the idea that like taking all these people's hormones away are going to somehow like keep them from becoming like these freaks or whatever that they're so scared of. Like they shit their pants when they see like a woman with facial hair and stuff. Like it is so crazy to me, because it's like all they're doing by stripping these trans people from their gender affirming care, not just like whatever surgeries, but also hormones. Like all they're doing is making it harder for people to fit in with cis people or whatever, which is,
well, that's the point.
Which is what
they want to other trans people. I mean, and they want them to be stuck in a body that does not fit their gender identity, because like frankly, maybe they will either stay in the closet is their guess, or they will cease to exist. Like the cruelty is the point of it. And I mean, to your point about the hormones, like the Florida directive and these other bills, they're banning gender affirming care before age 18, and you see just activists working on the right say, well, this is just the beginning, so we can ban it for everybody. They have carve outs for cis kids who need puberty blockers or hormones, and because there's a lot of medical uses for it. So that just undercuts everything that they're saying about protecting children, because cis kids need it, but those drugs are evil when they go to trans kids, but not for cis children.
Yeah. Well, and like there was some Republican lawmakers, I don't remember if it was in Iowa or Minnesota, but they were like the law that they were trying to introduce or whatever, like the bill was written so freaking incoherently and poorly that it literally would have just like banned like all people from receiving the so-called like gender affirming care, whatever, hormones. And it's like these idiots don't even realize that that's going to make their their 55-year-old wife have to like fuck with her menopause and stuff. Like it's so crazy to me. Like and also like the idea that like trans people are so dangerous and stuff, like because they see like one person go like, "It is ma'am," or whatever, and then they think that like trans people are going to start like harassing people in bathrooms or something. And it's so crazy because it's such projection, because trans people, and speaking from experience, it's not even like 100% more likely to experience harassment, assault, or discrimination in a bathroom. It's like 100 times more likely. Like it's like so it's like 1,000% more likely.
Yeah.
It's also the only time you hear. I was gonna say it's also the only time you hear them complain or care about women being harassed at all. Like otherwise, it's just supposed to just suck it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, this is the stuff about like what doctors and trans patients are going too far. It's the same sort of hysterical smear of people as if we don't do these abortion stuff, there are going to be all these abortions right at the end of the buzzer, and all this is fundamentally the argument against trusting people to be empowered over their own healthcare, which is an anti universal healthcare point. It's the same thing as when people say like, if we get rid of co-pays and guarantee your healthcare, people are going to waste doctors' time. Like this is an anti-people argument. All of these are.
I mean, I think it's inherently antisocial, and I think you can see it especially in that like sort of wave of TERFs that you get online, that there's just like, the gender binary, as a lot of people described it, make them miserable. Incels are miserable, like with their idea of traditional masculinity. TERFs online are oftentimes defining being a woman by like no longer being able to hold in your pee or some shit. And it's just like, it doesn't make them happy, but they're just like gender binary fundamentalists. And the fact that some people are not beholden to that, it makes them angry. It's a sort of like insecurity about the way you live your life that I think we see a lot from people across the spectrum. But especially when it comes to this, there's like the Christian aspect mixing with the just general sexism and misogyny present in our society, and you get just this perfect storm of people like really being fucking out of their minds and dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, this is Adam from Iowa here now. Unrelated. Did you guys see Cocaine Bear?
No,
not yet.
But I know that the guy, the TikTok guy, Matt, that you really like, what's his name?
Oh yeah, I forget. He's in there though.
Scott Seiss.
Yeah.
Scott Seiss, he's in it.
Yeah, well, we saw it last weekend. We enjoyed it. We thought it was pretty all right.
I heard it's a good movie-going experience, like to see you in the crowd.
Yeah, I have never been in a movie theater where I've seen like the crowd clapping so much, and especially all the gore. I mean, it was frankly kind of
it was a hoot and a holler.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of a traumatizing movie. Yeah, but and also like what I don't understand is like these people that are all about ooh, keep the government small, keep the government out of your whatever, don't let them take away your whatever, my right to get to drink and drive, and then it's like then. So they see a bill that's like, oh hey, let's just increase the suicide rates by a 2,000% for like trans children or like trans people ages like 12 to like 50, and then they're like, oh yep, like sounds good to me, like that's pretty pro-life.
Okay, but this second point was not related to Cocaine Bear.
I mean,
no, it's not.
I was confused for a second.
It could be if we make it.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, no, on the Cocaine Bear point, would like to see it. I'm a big Carrie Russell fan, and also I agree with you 100% on the final point. But appreciate you guys. Thanks for calling in. All right.
Yeah, thanks for taking our call.
Yeah,
bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.
Did you want to say something, Brandon?
Oh, no. I was going to say, besides not that barely the Cocaine Bear, but small government, going back to the Israel and South Africa, that always meant the same thing, except for when, said by the most genuine of libertarians. So like unicorns, basically, which is that, small government for me, government's not allowed to tell me what to do when I'm on my suburban, acre of land in my big fuck off McMansion. Big government for all of the people I considered undesirables. Big government for the blacks, big government for the immigrants, big government for the Muslims, big government, for, any sort of dysfunctional group I've identified. And, it's, you can't cotton to that, obviously.